Alright, you guys, ZFR back here once again today, and in this video we are going to be talking about a topic that I have seen a lot of people mentioning on my recent Cyberpunk videos. So and this has been something that people have been talking about way before the game even came out. As soon as they announced that most of it was going to be first person, a lot of people have been saying this game should have been third person. So I want to talk about this topic today because I feel like at this point there's so many people asking about it and asking for it. It's an important topic to cover. Now, just for clarity, this is the original 48-minute gameplay reveal. In the background, I'm using it because it still has a lot of third-person cutscenes and stuff in the game. So yeah, don't confuse any of that with actual gameplay and stuff. But anyway, getting back on track. So third-person mode in Cyberpunk 2077. This is something a lot of people really wanted in the game from the second we saw this 48-minute demo way back in, what was it, 2017, 2018? Ever since we saw this, people wanted third-person mode in this game, and they were practically begging CD Projekt Red for it. Now, CD Projekt Red reason for not having third-person in the game is that they felt that first person allowed them to achieve a level of immersion that third person just couldn't capture. And I kind of see where they're coming from. The first person element in the game is definitely really cool and definitely does have a certain level of immersion to it, at least when the game is, working right, of course. But at the same time, I see where all the people that want third person are coming from. I mean, how many of us ride around Night City on our motorbikes just so we can get a better look at the character model? So yeah, third person is something that's very highly requested here, and pretty much let's just get into some of the reasons I think we should maybe have it in the future. So one, obviously, that we've already gone over really, is that there's a lot of demand for it. But some of the other reasons that I think third person would be a really good idea for this game is, one, let's just keep it real. If the game was in third person, and this game already is pretty impressive in terms of animation, I'm actually surprised they have as much animation in the game as they do, but let's just keep it real. They would be forced to add in even more if the game was in third person. They would have to add in more animations for the katana. They would have to it would just look cool across the board. The gunplay, the reloads, all the sliding and slow-mo charisma hawk stuff that you can do in the game would look really good in third person. I just feel like it would really spruce the game up. You can even make cover a bigger deal. Taking cover and stuff an even bigger deal than it already is, and you can kind of have a shoulder swap feature in there that would just kind of give gameplay a little bit of spice to it. Even though, once again, I feel like the gameplay in Cyberpunk is way better than a lot of us were expecting it to be. However, at the same time, it still could use a little something extra, you know what I'm saying? Also, I feel I could be wrong. But third person might go a little bit better on those frames. And to be honest, I really wouldn't mind getting a slight downgrade in the game as much if we had a third person mode in here. And let's just keep it real, this game is probably going to have to get downgraded at some point on last gen consoles. So yeah, I mean, overall, third person to me just seems like a really good idea, and I would really love to see it in the game. Next up, we do have the third person cutscenes and stuff that they took out of the game. The third person cutscenes at the end of this game are really cool and really awesome, and I think a lot of people, once they saw them, a lot of people just were kind of the same opinion of, well, CD Projekt Red, why couldn't we have this the rest of the game? You know, they were originally in there, but they took a lot of them out in order to, you know, once again up that immersion factor and, you know, break away from breaking the immersion, I guess you could say. Even though, and some people might be mad of me for assuming this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that them getting rid of third person cutscenes also ended up producing less work for them. So like the immersion thing could just be a slight cover up, but I don't get me wrong, I believe them when they say, you know, it created more immersion and stuff, because it really is like Cyberpunk. When Cyberpunk runs well from scene to scene and you're in first person and you're not rushing all over the place, actually paying attention to what's going on, it's a pretty immersive game at certain parts, you know. And I don't know, maybe I'll make a video in the future showing some of that off, 'cause I know some people don't believe it when you say that, but overall, like, I don't know, you know, I feel like some of them, I feel like a lot of them cutting the third person element out again, I feel like a lot of it might have kind of been cutting corners instead, you know, because I mean, let's keep it real, it's a lot easier to just keep things from the player camera perspective instead of adding third person integral cutscenes at very important and crucial moments in the game with your own custom character models and stuff. That's another thing. We have so much customization in this game. Like, we can make we can customize our character's appearance, we can customize the clothes they're wearing, the weapons they use, all of that, but none of it gets really shown off on screen, and I think that's something that bums a lot of people out. Because, you know, what's the point of having so much customization if you're never really going to allow us to, you know, enjoy it with our own eyes outside, you know, riding on a motorcycle every once in a while. So yeah, with that being said, I feel like that off the bat is the biggest reason this game should have third person. And that's an argument I've made for Destiny for a long time. Now, obviously, do I think CD Projekt Red should be working on third person mode right now? Obviously not, guys. Like, there's a way more stuff in this game that needs to be fixed before they think about that. I personally think that should be like a nice cherry on top once the game is fixed and once they start pushing out some DLC and stuff. That would be something that's really nice to see later on down the line. But for right now, honestly, like, I'm fine with what we're getting, you know, just focus on fixing things and, you know, adding in new features and improvements, and then later on when things are looking good for the game, then maybe they can add a third person feature in there. But overall, this is kind of all I really want to say in this video. I just kind of want to talk about why I think this game would be really cool with third person. To be honest, I can't really say for sure that I'm confident CD Projekt Red will listen to any of the fan feedback about third person mode. I mean, they seem pretty set on, you know, leaving it as a first person shooter. And look, I mean, if that's what they want to do, to be honest, I'm not exactly torn up about the game being a first person shooter. You know, it's still pretty good, but with that being said, I think it would just be really cool if they did think about adding this down the line. I already know modders are working on it anyway, so yeah, it would be really cool if they managed to do it, or if they officially add it into the game. Because let's keep it real, modders are cool and stuff, but I kind of wonder if modders will get it to a point where, you know, it feels really fluent and just works well, where you can swap shoulders fluently and everything like that. I think that would be really cool. So hopefully they think about adding it, guys. I really hope they think about adding it. But yeah, anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna drag this video out too long, but anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You guys, a lot of you guys are watching and not subscribing, so definitely hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching the video. I will see you guys on the next one. ZFR out, guys.